Okay, I think we're pretty close to getting everything all set up and getting everything live here. So we're going to continue our health shops here at Natural Health. We're going to start with vitamins and minerals. Again, this is kind of more of the January topic of weight loss and health. So again, I'm Dr. Chip, and today I'll be starting this whole health shop there. So again, Dr. Chip. Now again, vitamins and minerals, again, there's always, different aspects, there's different information about it. But a lot of times we forget that, all these good foods that are available to us nowadays is found in these good foods here, or all these good foods have minerals and the vitamins that are good for us in general. And again, a lot of times too, it's when we fall away from eating good, healthy, whole foods that's when our body is more sacrificing different avenues there too, so that we're not getting that proper vitamin and nutrient mineral intake there too. And so again, whole foods in general, good healthy fruits and vegetables, again, plenty of meats that have a lot of good vitamins and minerals and all that too. So again, just being aware that it's always good to get back to more of that whole food diet, you would say. And so again, where do the vitamins and minerals come from? Again, it's of course in the water. Of course, too, is just good spring water. Good water in general has plenty of good vitamins and minerals with it. In the food, just like we said. And then, of course, the important reason why vitamins and minerals are needed is that because they make up our bodies and they carry out a lot of different functions of our bodies. And we'll explain why that's the case. And so again, vitamins and minerals can be seen as coenzymes, or you could say catalysts. And what that means is that there's different systems of our bodies that are doing tons, you would say millions, not billions, not trillions of different functions in our bodies, again, and it's the vitamins and minerals that help to, you'd say, speed up those reactions, those processes there too. And so what is a coenzyme or catalyst? Simply, it's a substance that increases the rate of a chemical reaction without itself undergoing any permanent chemical change. Helping our bodies function properly. And so again, the vitamins and minerals are not really broken down a whole lot. They're actually just, again, you would say targets or more of things to help the systems to function properly. And so again, it's kind of like when a certain organ is not working correctly, you're able to give them the right vitamins and minerals, and it helps to help that organ function properly, just in a good, faster way. So again, something that you want something cleaned out more, you can use a laxative, and that would flush things out for really fast. Again, that sometimes it can be harmful to the body, but vitamins and minerals are a good natural way for the body, and a good healthy way to help the body to do what it needs to. I think it's kind of more of a support there. And again, okay, I just forgot the slide on here twice, so we'll skip that one. And so again, always getting back to too is that our bodies are self-healing and self-regulating. Now again, what that means is that if we're having any trauma or any stress or anything related to that means that our bodies are able to adapt or able to self-heal and self-regulate itself when it can adapt. Now, when our adaptability goes down, that's when we have a hard time to handle the different things in our lives. And so that's why vitamins and minerals are important, is because when our bodies are not balanced out or something is not working correctly, not able to adapt to its environment, the vitamin and minerals get depleted from the body, and that further causes issues in the body. Now we want to make sure that we're getting that vitamin and mineral intake back into our bodies so that our bodies are able to work properly, and also to be able to balance our bodies well with different means. Again, I'm a chiropractor, so I do it a different way, but there's many ways out there to make sure that our bodies are able to adapt to what's going on in our lives. And again, that could be different stress in our environment, everything. And again, everybody's going to have stress in their life. It comes from everywhere. And many times, again, there could be days where you have less stress and days where you have a lot of stress. But really, it's more about how you're able to adapt to it that's going to, you would say, maintain this ability to self-heal and self-regulate. So again, here's a picture again, why understanding this can help our bodies to heal very well, heal better, and able to regulate itself. So again, that's why the vitamins and minerals, again, just helpful support sources for our bodies to be able to function properly and to maintain good health. So again, that was pretty quick for me. Again, I like to keep it short and simple. But I think we'll go ahead and turn it over to Dr. Mark, and he'll talk more about vitamins and minerals and leave you off with a little good information at the end.
All right. Thanks, Dr. Chip. Yes, good start there. And Dr. Chip explained a lot about the vitamins and minerals and why we need those as catalysts. There's many things though we have to realize that are important to get these vitamins and minerals into the body. As a little prelude, I don't want to forget Dr. Mark here at Natural Health. We've been going at the office now for 40 years. In March, we're having some celebrations coming up. We're starting with a drawing coming up. Next week we'll start that and have 40 days to get ready for the 40 prizes we're going to draw. I think something like that. We got kind of a thing lined up on the term 40. So a lot of time there, a lot of experience now with dealing with people and helping people to be healthy. And we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end here. But just want everybody to know that we have some good celebrations coming up. We're always ready to get some positive things going here, especially with this last year and a half of blooming. So anyway, we're going into vitamins and minerals. And of course, Dr. Chip talked about water. Water is really important, and people kind of forget that as not really a vitamin mineral, but as a need to get the minerals and vitamins to places they need to go. So you have to be hydrated, and that's why water is so important. But what Dr. Chip talked about, spring water is one of the best kinds because it has the minerals in it from the earth that our bodies are made of. Our bodies are similar to dirt in that the minerals and things that come from the earth are what we're made of. So it's important to realize that good food raised on good dirt has the good vitamins and minerals in there that make us have good bodies that are healthy. So that's all tied together with water and hydration, and that salt is of course very important. And it's such a confusing issue when I talk to patients who, if they had high blood pressure or whatever, they've been on these no salt diets forever and ever, and they feel awful. And so it's so important to realize that salt is very important because of the minerals it has in there. Now it also has sodium chloride, and the problem, what the manufacturers have done with salt in the past, 5 decades or so or longer, is they've taken good quality sea salt or mineral salt, taken out all the minerals or vitamins, but mostly minerals and salt, and that goes to the cow feed manufacturers, and then we're left with the sodium chloride that tastes like salt but doesn't have all the minerals with it. So when we eat these things, especially on processed junk food, so on your packaged foods, well, yes, that can drive blood pressure up because you're not getting the minerals in there to stabilize the reactions in the kidneys and things to get the salt, get the water out. So a lot of times people that are on high salt, sodium chloride, processed salt, will retain fluid, which makes your blood pressure go up. Now, if you're on mineral salt, sea salt or mineral salt with the minerals in there, the kidneys work correctly, and then your fluid levels are more balanced, which helps blood pressure to come down. So actual real salt is important for correct fluid balances, where the junk white salt, just like the junk white sugar, all the minerals are taken out of it, that causes trouble in our bodies. Our bodies were never meant to have things like that. So anyway, we'll get into another big important topic of natural vitamins versus synthetic vitamins. And so that's another big thing for people to realize. There are differences in the vitamins. The natural vitamins derived from living things, essential for human physiology, food matrix family of factors that control the way the body utilizes them. So, rather than a big vitamin, just one synthetic form, like when you take vitamin D3, that's all being Ordered now, vitamin D. Well, vitamin D is very good for the body, but synthetic forms of high amounts of D3 are not that good for the body. That's why oil-soluble vitamins can be toxic in high amounts. So it's important to realize that part when you listen to some of these nutrition people. A high bioavailability due to the synergistic level of several cofactors, vitamins, minerals, enzymes. Again, when you have good foods that have the natural vitamins in there, these cofactors and coenzymes help the body to actually absorb them. Now, another part of that is that digestion has to be correct for all this to work. So a good example of that is calcium. If you're taking calcium, but your digestive system is not working correctly, you're not producing stomach acid, you won't absorb any of it. Your digestive system has to be in an acid state to absorb calcium. So using things like Rolaids and Tums, which are in a base, and putting calcium in there, and you think you're getting calcium to build bones with an antacid, you're not getting the calcium for bone building. You're getting them to balance out, to work as an antacid. So, you got to realize and know how these things work to actually get the benefit out of them. So again, the bioavailability is so important for natural vitamins in a food source like we use with standard processed nutrition here at the office. You can have a lot smaller number of the amount of vitamin in that product, but you're absorbing all of it. Where if you've got big numbers in a synthetic form, you're peeing it all out. A good example is vitamin C. So another confusing thing where the FDA allows people to call ascorbic acid vitamin C. Well, ascorbic acid is just one part of it, of the vitamin C complex. So if you buy a product in here, what we call cataplex C, it has a smaller amount of vitamin C in it on the label when you compare it to what's at Walgreens, which has a huge big number. But you're actually going to absorb ours correctly and use it as a vitamin C complex in the body for the immune system and strengthen the body, where ascorbic acid is just an acid, which helps some people because most people are in a base state used to the crappy food they eat, but you're going to pee most of that out. You're not going to get the actual effect of the whole vitamin C complex. And so, for instance, in the thing called scurvy, which we think is all gone, but there's a lot of scurvy out there. Anytime you bleed, you have scurvy issues. That's a lack of vitamin C complex. The vitamin C as ascorbic acid does not help that. But vitamin C as in fruits like limes and oranges and things, that actually helps that problem. So there's a lot of things to know about how this stuff all works, rather than taking a handful of pills. Expensive to extract from plants. So, natural vitamins, if you keep them in a plant source, aren't too bad, but if you concentrate those a little bit, they become expensive. Supplements companies, less than 5% bring 100% whole natural vitamins to market. There's not that many companies that use whole foods as their source. Since the FDA and USDA have no effective definition of natural, marketing claims of natural can contain as much as 9% synthetic. And again, a rock is natural, it's even organic, but you can't eat that and get much out of it. Non-toxic, containing whole vitamins, so your whole foods are going to be non-toxic. There's no toxic level of a food, especially the ones we're talking about here. Many has synthetics, so you have to watch that part. Again, what is the actual company giving you? And petroleum comes from nature, but that doesn't mean that you should consume it. So many of your synthetic vitamins are coal tar vitamins. As we'll see in synthetic vitamins, with man-made in laboratories derived from petroleum or coal tar, isolated chemicals, lack transporters and cofactors, but Dr. Chip talked about the enzymes and things that these vitamins and minerals as cofactors are there. Another thing to realize is modern medicine thinks they know everything about everything. So, but they don't know about all the minerals and vitamins. They don't know all of them. They know a lot of them, they don't know all of them. So because you're getting a vitamin pill that says it's got all these things on there, that's probably not complete. And foods have all of them, especially again raised on good soil. So it's important to eat whole foods. They appear to be the same as natural vitamins, but do not work the same way in the body, again, because of these cofactors and coenzymes, and are fractionated, often only a piece of the complete vitamin. We talk about vitamin C there, or even vitamin D3. 95% of all vitamins sold synthetically by pharmaceutical companies. So, the pharmaceutical companies years ago knew that drugs weren't going to cut it, so they got into the vitamin companies. They bought out a lot of vitamin companies and make synthetic vitamins. Synthetic fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K, are toxic buildup in the liver and adipose tissues. So again, you have to be careful with D3, synthetic sources, and the body uses them. Scientific studies have implicated synthetic vitamins as increasing these risks, and it talks about mortality, death, cancer. I mean, even the medical doctors talk about that sometimes when they poo-poo vitamins altogether. They'll look at a study that says, yeah, synthetic vitamins have caused this problem, and that's true. So they are true, looking at synthetic vitamins, but not the natural ones. The essentials, we have the amino acids here, the fatty acids listed, essential minerals, essential vitamins, and that's not all of them, but that's the essential ones that we know of. So an interesting thing, I've read some information that even lead is, and that's in some natural plants because of the way the soils, but that is used in certain little things. It doesn't need very much, but a little bit. Just like water, you can get too much water, but the right amount is just the right amount, and it helps the body to be very healthy that way. So that kind of gives you a good understanding of the vitamin minerals concept. And this month we're talking about health and then healthy weight loss. We want people, if they want to lose weight, to be healthy about it. That's why we do things a little differently in here. We're not stressing a certain diet to lose a certain amount of pounds, and then you just go back to what you had, and you gain more weight than you had. So vitamins and minerals are really important to realize that natural is much better than synthetic, and it's important to know how the digestion of the body is so that you actually absorb these nutrients if you go to them. Now, I wanted to talk about if you want to get more information about lots of natural things, but especially about this virus business going on, please go to thehighwire.com and listen to their, they have a weekly episode that they do. The episode 252 was this week, talking about making history. Now, I talked about the Nuremberg Code. The Nuremberg Code, the first one, there's 10 codes. The first one is talking about informed consent. And this comes from after World War II, and that the Nuremberg trials looked at all the problems that went on with the doctors and everything there, and that they set up these codes so this would never happen again, that the Holocaust would never happen again, and all the problems there, and it's happening again. And they're not following the Nuremberg codes, so a lot of information going on in there. So the Highwire goes into a lot of things there, but it has some great information, and there's MDs on there talking about what a disastrous mess the mainstream medical system is in right now. And it's just a really good episode. It's like 2.5 hours, I think, but it's very worth the effort to watch it. And it's good to watch it every week. They have a lot of good doctors that are talking about things in there. And I'm not talking about chiropractors or whatever, but all kind of doctors. But a lot of medical doctors, especially heart specialists, all kind of specialists in different fields. I'm looking at the actual information coming out of not only this country, but other countries. Now, our country, unfortunately, is covering up a lot of the facts and things because of where the pharmaceutical companies are coming from, and the captured FDA and CDC and the NIH. So a lot of important things to learn about the information we're getting. So that's probably enough for me tonight. I don't want to push the pedal too hard. So you can always find more information on our website, naturalhealthquincy.com, and then of course on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, Natural Health Quincy IL. We're at 2000 Jefferson here in Quincy, Illinois. If you go to our website, naturalhealthquincy.com, you can sign up for our weekly blog, which we just explain things and kind of based on the healthcare classes we have, we're working on that same schedule, kind of talking about things like that, and other things too. And so just a lot of information you can get for free. Also, if you go to the website, if you've never been to a chiropractor's office or want to know how we do the nutrition response testing, those videos are all on our website, so you can see what we do here. So we're basically trying to keep people out of the medical system. Now, don't get me wrong, if you need to go, you need to go. But as you listen to this episode here, you'll find that the hospitals right now are not doing very well. And so our goal here at Natural Health is just to get you healthy, so you don't need to worry about it. You don't need to worry about going to the hospital. You can stay out of that whole system. So it's just really important is kind of to red pill and to see that there's definitely big problems in the medical system. Because let's face it, we spend the most money of any per person of any country in the world for quote unquote health care, but our health is like number 39 out of 40 countries or something. It's way down there on how we actually are doing in this country health-wise. And that's kind of the proof of the pudding. You gotta look at that on an open-minded or kind of a red pill. Well, something's going wrong. You figure out what it is. And so this, the highwire.com helps with that. And we're trying to help with that here too at our health shops. So anyway, probably enough for me. Hope you have a great week, and hope you can enjoy the week. We're supposed to get some snow and rain and junk like that tomorrow, but you know, it'll go past, and pretty soon we'll have green grass. So that's enough for me. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next week here at Natural Health for the next health shop. Thanks.